Hello, and welcome to the Lady Gang. Back at a little family emergency, so I'm starting this episode off. Today, our guest is giving us major main character in her wellness era energy. It is the brilliant Mimi Bouchard, founder and CEO of the Activations app. Now, we literally talked about this last time she was on, and it changed so many lives and so many people started using it that we were like, we need to get back in this because this is the only way we can know to hang on to that lady world energy. The Activations app is literally here to help you rewire your mindset. It is not woo-woo. It's not science. You can do it when you're walking. You can do it when you're pooping. You can do it when you're cleaning the dishes. It's amazing. And she's also giving all of our listeners a 14-day free trial plus a major discount. Activations.com/ladygang. That's activations.com/ladygang. And let's get into it.
The Lady Gang.
Okay, Lady Gang. So Mimi is here today. Our beautiful Mimi is here to change our lives. But I want to just start with the story. So it's always about me. But here's what happened.
Nervous of what
the
this
reason
story
we
is going
had
to be.
have Mimi back on Lady Gang was because y'all cannot remember a code to save your life. Our Facebook group is literally like, should I divorce my husband? Where can I get razzmatazz Uncrustables? Should I buy the 8-foot skeleton for, the holidays at Home Depot? And then also, what was that app you guys were talking about on the Lady Gang? That is the most popular question on Lady Gang because we have talked about this. We've had you on before, but we've talked about this changing our lives and so many girls have signed up. And so we're so excited to welcome back because we have just been through a shitstorm of life and we need a refocus. So I have a great story for you, but first of all, explain to us how our brains work doing these activations and how that actually scientifically works.
Okay. Activations are not meditation. They are a new guided visualization, motivational, inspiring audio that I developed 8 years ago. They've only been available to the public for the past 5 years, and they have changed so many lives since I launched it. I honestly didn't realize how big this would become, but the word of mouth snowball effect of people becoming obsessed, telling people about it, them telling people about it. That's kind of how I became a businesswoman apparently. So it's essentially it's motivational, energizing audio that you listen to in everyday moments with your eyes open while you're walking the dog, while you're doing your skincare in the morning, while you're working out, whatever time of day you want to fit it in. You listen to it just like how you listen to a podcast when you're in the mood to learn something or laugh with the girls on Lady Gang. You're listening to an audiobook when you're in the mood to learn and maybe tune out a little bit and have something a bit more grounding. You listen to music when you're in the mood, for that. And then you can listen to activation when you want to feel alive, when you want to feel like your best self. So it's a new type of audio and it's been changing a lot of people's lives. And the reason it works so well is, there are many reasons. It's multifaceted, but one of the main ones is that when you tie new thoughts with an everyday action, it actually creates this classical conditioning effect where you are literally pairing a new way of thinking, a new energy with something you do every day. And just like Pavlov's dog theory, Pavlov rings the bell, the dog salivates. You are literally conditioning yourself to be the best version of yourself that feels happy, that feels abundant, that feels alive while you're doing these everyday activities. And you also reprogram your RAS. We can get into that later in the episode. And generally speaking, though, you're just flooding your brain with a new belief system. And when you do that, your life's going to change.
Okay, so here's the crazy Lady Gang story. I don't know if I think Jack knows this, but I'll tell you. So we, a few weeks ago, had our huge Lady World Festival, and we had been working on it for years, and it was a huge undertaking. And if you can believe it, I found the 45 minutes in my schedule to get my nails done at some point I think we were about 6 weeks out, and I was like, I never feel right if my nails aren't done. You know what I mean, girls? It's like anything could go right, but if the nails is not right, the nails is not right. So I took the time, but this was a time in our business, and Mimi as a business owner, you'll understand this. Like the text chain was blowing up from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. The amount that was on our plate was so heavy. It was Jack was designing all the graphics and we're figuring out the flights and people were, timing. And the workload was insane. And we were over budget. We were over budget and we were in big trouble with our bosses. And we were going out to all these brands being like, God, we're only 6 weeks away. What brand is going to sign on? This is so late. Like, would we be able to turn it around? But we were hustling so hard. I had a full breakdown, which I will get to in another episode. But I took this time for myself and I went to go get my nails done. Now, normally when I get my nails done, I got to be honest with you, I watch an episode of Housewives. It is my reprise, okay? And this day I was so dark, and normally I listen to activations when I hike, when I take a walk. There was no time in my life for any type of self-care. So I put on the activations, and normally I also go for like a calm, like all these different activations that are like, so I went for a specific activation that was called the Lucky Girl activation. And it was only, I think, 4 minutes long. And what happened was I thought, I'll listen to this and then I'm going to watch Housewives. But then I got my nails in the goop and I couldn't turn off the activation. So I ended up with a full hour. And what's cool about the app is that when you get in a world, it kind of keeps you in the world. So I think I ended up doing like 6 or 7 in a row, but they were all about luck and abundance. And, you're this girl and it is all coming to you, and what you want, you attract it, and you just have to. So it was your voice in my ear for this hour of getting my nails done. Now, here's where the story gets insane. We were in such a bad place walking into the nail appointment. I was like, we're screwed. We need $100,000 right now, or else we're not going to put this on, basically. I walk out. Mimi, I am walking to my car and I check my phone, and our brand manager is like, hey, I just secured you a 5-figure brand deal. It came through. We got it, you guys.
Damn.
Oh my gosh.
Could you die
or not? I don't know. That's crazy.
I listened to the Lucky Girl activation, and
we have a whole series of the Lucky Girl. It was probably, if it was 4 minutes long, let me find it. It was probably one of our pep talks, because like that's our kind of shorter category.
But then it went, and there was more. It went more on like abundance, and you deserve this, and you're going to get this. And what's cool about so anyway, I remember turning to the girls, and I don't remember if you remember this, Jack, because it was such a crazy time. But I was like, you guys, it worked. I was listening to Lucky Girl.
Yeah.
You became a lucky girl.
She was a believer.
You felt like it, you embodied it, and you stepped into that reality, baby.
Like I had spent so much time. This process was so amazing. It turned out great, but like it was so difficult because you're kind of getting beat down all the time, and you get used to seeing yourself as a failure, and you get used to that mind frame of like, well, it's not going to work out, or this thing is not happening, or whatever. And that moment, just sitting and giving myself the chance. And what happens is like the beautiful music plays, and you hear the voice, and you hear the activation, and it's telling you like, what if, I can't be you, but basically it's like, what if it was all working out for you? Like, what if you were this person? And you do sort of start to visualize it. You're magical.
Wow. Well, first of all, thank you. You're the actual magical one, because you're the one who did the work and listened to it and embodied it and stepped into this new way of thinking. And it is so interesting what you just said about how we like go down this negative thought spiral. Oh, it's not going to happen for me. We do that. Our brains do that to protect us, okay? To have us brace for impact in case something bad happens. But the truth is, it's actually inhibiting us when we think that way. It's prohibiting us to get into this next type of life that we want to be in. And it's this cycle. If you think negative things, you're going to keep noticing negative things happen in your life. If you start to become the type of person who has the things that you want, and you start thinking like her, becoming her every day, feeling like her, acting like her, it is inevitable that you are going to start living her life. So That's awesome you did that. You should totally make the nail salon now, like your activation center.
Oh,
because
yeah.
I feel like you're magnetic when you're getting your nails done.
I
Like
guess
there's
so.
something that goes on.
I think so. I was like, this is incredible. So thank you for saving Lady World. I do
Wow.
want to ask you, since the last time you were on, I know you went on this maybe not since the last time. I want to
since
ask you
last time.
something. Was it since the last time you were
I
on?
know
You
you're
did
gonna
like an
ask me.
8-month social media detox. This is my dream. I have dreamt about poof, I'm gone. I don't look. What was that like? And tell me about that, because that's something that we're all like, we're just going to shut off everything.
Oh, yeah. I gave in to that intrusive thought and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. Yeah. So last year, it was 8 months. I decided to just take off of social media, which was kind of a stretch because, I have an audience online. I have my business. I talk about things on there. I had to break through this limiting belief that, oh no, will this affect my business and my income if I go offline? Well, guess what? I doubled my business when I went off.
No way.
So obviously that belief had been, put down. But essentially the reason behind it is I was feeling very distracted. I was feeling like I wasn't as easily able to connect with just the best Mimi that I want to be. And I felt very inspired just to seeing other people do it. And I thought, you know what, let me take a break and see what life is like without social media. And I can tell you right now, I felt so alive the entire time. It took a couple weeks. Like I was going through withdrawals the first few weeks. I would notice even 3 weeks in, I'd pick up my phone and scroll to where the Instagram app would be. And I was like, wait, Mimi, it's been 3 weeks. Like, so we have this like addictive behavior towards social media. And it's not really even our fault because these big social media giants, they put addictive stuff in there. They hire people whose sole responsibility is how can I make this more addictive? And I own an app. I know the metrics people look for. It's stickiness, it's daily users, it's all that kind of stuff. So they literally have people where their full job is to get you addicted to your phone. And guess what happens when you're addicted to your phone? You feel numb. And numbness is the opposite of aliveness. And aliveness is how you actually want to feel every day. Aliveness is that feeling you get when you feel so clear and present and happy and just yourself. Numbness is when you've been distracting all day. You've been, overeating, over drinking, watching too much TV, mindless scrolling, which is a huge one. And even if you're just doing it for 2 minutes while you're in line at the grocery store, you still just feel like crap for like an hour after. So anyway, I did it. I felt great. I'm now back on, but with a lot of limits. Like I still delete the app off my phone like 3 or 4 days a week. And it's really just reset a lot of my happiness levels. And I feel like I'm able to be more magnetic and be in this energy that I like being in more often and easier.
What did you find yourself doing in those moments where it's like when you're like sitting in line for the bathroom, and everybody's just on their phone, or like in those moments where it's so easy to just go to your phone, like are you finding yourself just being more present in those moments?
I don't even necessarily want to call it presentness. It's more just like this aliveness. I don't know how else to describe it. And we've all felt that way before. We've all felt really good. And it's like this kind of like juicy feeling of clarity. Like sometimes you get that feeling for a brief moment after having a coffee. Like it basically feels like that for an extended period of time where you just feel like good. And then you're looking around and everyone's on their phone and you're just like, oh, I don't want to be doing that. It kind of changes your perspective. I really feel like it's something everyone should do at some point. Maybe it doesn't have to be 8 months. If you're, someone listening that maybe has a business online and you need to keep posting, or you just don't want to take 8 months off, maybe just start trying from Friday night to Monday morning, just completely deleting the apps off your phone. Those lock apps that lock, those don't work. You'll go through them. Your addiction is strong. Everyone's addiction is strong. So I would suggest just deleting the apps from for a period of time just to gain that clarity again.
I love that.
Okay, let's go back to your app. If people have no idea what we're talking about, if you're new to Lady Gang, we have a lot of new listeners. Can you explain exactly what it is, where people can find it, and how it works?
Yeah, for sure. So back in the day when I started my personal development journey, this was a decade ago, I was doing all the things. I was trying to meditate, and I realized that I didn't really feel good meditating. Like I was kind of
I
Too
wish.
hard.
I want to be able
Yeah.
to. I want to
Same.
be one of those people who can
know.
sit there and just do it, and I can't.
I feel like I spiral when I meditate. It's like
worse.
it's worse. It's like all I can do is think about all of the bad thoughts.
I know it's a skill and obviously it's good for you, but I was realizing at the time, like I needed a life transformation. I was in a place in my life where I wanted to change my health, my body, my relationships. I wanted to become financially free. I wanted to radically change my confidence. I was needing a transformation, and all of these self-help people are telling me to meditate. I was trying and I'd get bored and I just didn't feel like it actually made a difference. So I realized that there was an audio I felt like I was missing. And through all of the books on neuroscience and visualization that I was reading, I was obsessed with reading, especially at that time, still am. But I love to learn about the brain and how to actually change and lasting transformation and self-image psychology. So with all these books and all this information I was absorbing at the time, I realized, you know what? I want to capitalize on how powerful visualization is. And I want to mix that. I just had this weird moment of clarity. This was 8 years ago when I decided to create my first activation for myself. And I thought to myself, okay, I want this visualization with this inspiring music that makes me feel alive. And I'm just going to put it together in GarageBand and listen to it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was me in my 200 square foot studio apartment, living paycheck to paycheck, making my first activation at home. And then that was kind of the beginning.
Oh my God.
Okay, so when people go on the App Store, wait, first of all, we need a Lady Gang code, first of all. I can't believe I didn't ask that right off the top. Do you have we need a deal. What's our deal?
Give our girls a deal.
Fine. I'm happy to give you guys a deal. Of course, you know that. So how about we don't really do codes. We have to go to a landing page on the website. So go to activations.com/ladygang. Does that sound good? Just so simple.
Perfect.
So by the way, guys, we can't offer discounts on the App Store because Apple doesn't let us. So if you actually want to try the app, we do a 2-week free trial and I'll give you guys the best discount we ever offer on that link. So just go to the website to sign up and then you can get the discount there. So let's just do activations.com/ladygang.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so when we download the app and we get it, what does it look like? How would you tell us to go through it and find what we need to find? Because there's all that different sections and different things, and there's long and short and sleep and hot girl morning.
Yeah, so there are probably, I think at this point, over 750 activations in the app.
Whoa.
There are a lot. There is a lot of content. We release 3 to 5 new ones every week. We have a whole team of audio engineers, writers, composers. This is our thing, right? So we are regularly launching content that will help you shift how you feel. But it can definitely be overwhelming because there's a lot of content on the app. We also have over 16 categories. So everything from walking, cooking, cleaning, anytime, legs up wall, getting ready in the morning. But my favorites are always the walking or the anytime ones. Okay, but to make it simple for you, we have so many ways to simplify it. We have challenges in the app. You can create your own playlist or you can go to the challenge section. You mentioned the Lucky Girl activations. We have a whole series on that. So you can probably just start by going to the challenge section and pressing on the 7-day Lucky Girl energy reset. That one's a really good one. But basically just our For You page as well is really
you just get into the app and something will draw you. It's like shopping online. You're just oh, I need this. And I think what's really cool is that the way that you've designed this, we know in life there is not a good time to be the 20-minute sit down and do nothing section. Nobody has time for that. You know what I mean? So when you're walking, cooking, cleaning, how easy is it to just be yes, I am definitely putting away the dishes right now. I'm unloading the dishwasher. Guess what? That's going to take 3 minutes. Mimi has an activation that you can literally turn on, put your phone on the counter in front of the dishwasher and listen to it while you unload the dishwasher. I love that inspiration because it does not mean we have to be carving out another thing we're never going to carve out in our stupid busy lives. It's just, we can just do it while we're doing. I love the driving. It's great. There's only so many times that I can listen to Benson Boone on Z100 here in LA sing the same song over and over again. So it's so easy to do and it's so smart. And it really is it's a really, really great thing. So what has happened in your life since you mentioned 200 square foot apartment, you start making these, and now I think you're where, in the Bahamas today? Like,
I'm in my home in the Bahamas.
Home?
I know, it's crazy. I'm very blessed. I'm very grateful. And I'm very, very, very thankful for my younger self for putting in the work, because I'm living my dream life today. And I'm telling you, though, I know that it's hard to transform, because I've been there. I know the feeling of being stuck and not knowing which route to take and not knowing what you can actually do to get to where you want to be. I know the feeling of overwhelm and guilt and shame. Like, I've been there. So I just want to say to whoever is listening right now, just know that you have so much more power in your life than you think. And the moment you start to realize that you are 100% responsible for the life you live is the moment that you unlock this level of empowerment and excitement towards your dream life and towards becoming the version of you that has it. So, yeah, life now is very different. Let me tell you, it's everything I used to envision and more. And that's how I know with full certainty that this is just how the world works and how the brain works and how self-image influences your life so much, because my self-image used to be one of huge insecurity, hating myself. Like, truly, I detested myself. It's crazy to even think right now, because I have cultivated such a loving relationship with myself. I was living a very financially restrictive life. I was living paycheck to paycheck, wasn't feeling good financially. I didn't feel safe financially. My mental health was really down the drain. I wanted to create something for myself, create a life for myself. So I started from scratch, and, activations were just a tool that I used to help me be who I wanted to be now. Because all of this work condensed into one line is, you must first become the version of you that has the life you want before that life comes into fruition in the material world. So that's all of this. If you want to take anything from this conversation, take the idea of you being her now. How can you be her now? And it's simple. Simplify it. I used activations just as a tool to help me be her now, but you can use whatever tool you want to be her now. How can you feel like your future self in this moment? But before you even know how to do that, who is your future self? Like, do you even know what you want? Like, we have to all give ourselves the love and respect to sit down and decide where we want to go. And then the road becomes more clear. And then you can do all these other things to help you be her now in the moment. And I'm happy to give you all the tips and tricks in this episode. But really, at the end of the day, that was the key. And I look around my life today and I feel like I need to pinch myself every moment. But I'm happy that, all those years ago, I committed to this work, and it works. And I've seen it from the 100,000 plus women that have changed their lives with activations too. Like, it works. When you show up for yourself, you're going to see results. Like, you have to do the work, but it works when you do it,
It's crazy. So when I was at Lady World, I taught this manifestation class, which we're going to fight on manifestation. But Mimi and Kelty go battle
head to head.
But it's not really a manifestation class. It's more of actually in line with what you're saying. It's kind of a little bit of, let's get clear on what we actually want. And one of the things that we had this list, and it's, we had these things that we go through all these lists, and then we figure out like the things that we're going to give ourselves a break on. Like, give yourself some grace that you're doing your best and that you want to focus on, or like the lies that we tell ourselves. And once again, this is no surprise to me, but the number one thing that came up with, the 250 girls women were in the room with me was fitness, weight, body image. And it reminded me, sadly, how horrible we all are to our bodies and ourselves. And I was very touched by what you just said. Like, I learned to like really have this love myself. Listen, obviously you can't give us how to do everything, but I would love to just discuss your thoughts on body confidence, health redefined. We're sold all these things, do this, do this, do this. And like, it's all your fault. And these are the things you do. And then you'll be happy with your body and you'll like yourself. Like, Mimi activation, this problem that we have and where we can start to visualize that girl. Because it really broke my heart. I mean, it broke my heart. We all have our own stuff. I have my own stuff too. But walking around the room and when you see it in mass, like 250 women, and I would say 200 of them, the number one thing they wrote about that they wish they could change about themselves was their body. It just like, it's hard, you know?
Yeah. The first thing is, we have to bring it down to why. And listen, I'm the same. I've been through a big body transformation. I'm very happy with where I am now. And I wasn't as satisfied with where I was before. So I get it. And I don't think the right answer is saying, oh, just love yourself and that's it. Because a lot of, but no, I also want to feel like I look the way I want to look. And I get that. So let's bring it down to just thinking about beauty and attractiveness. I personally believe that this like charismatic, beautiful, magnetic energy is incredibly attractive. Like we all know when we see someone walk into the room and they have that confident posture and they are magnetic and they look at you in the eyes and
they've got the Riz, Mimi.
They got the Riz, whatever that means. Is that like an online thing that I'm like out of?
It's like the charisma. The charisma. Okay. The Riz.
Oh, is that like a Gen Z thing?
Oh my gosh, you're so funny that you've never heard of that.
No, I'm so
Mimi, you have the Riz.
It's her social media detox.
You are the Riz.
You are the Riz.
You are the Riz, and you create more Riz for people through your app.
You're a Riz creator.
I need to know this.
You're a Riz creator.
My rock. I'm coming out of
the social media rock.
Coming out of it to land here and learn that word. So yeah, you basically, those people with the Riz. Well, that I think is so beautiful and attractive, but and that person is not necessarily the one with the lowest body fat percentage. You know what I mean?
No.
It's the person who has that beautiful relationship with themselves and they know that their energy is everything. But also, I can promise you that person also loves themselves and respects themselves enough to treat themselves well, right? So it's this balance. And I really believe that weight loss is actually a lot more simple than people say it is. I think it comes all the way down to your self-image and how you see yourself. If you saw yourself as the type of person that is healthy and active and loves to move, you're going to wake up in the morning and feel weird if you don't get up and move. So I've actually trained and conditioned myself to become that person. And I can tell you from personal experience, it works very well. So the first step is while you're visualizing, whether that's, journaling, going on a walk and just thinking without any headphones in, or if you want to do something more guided, like an activation, if you can just envision the version of you, how it feels in your body, to be that version of you that feels incredible in her body, that feels beautiful and sexy and happy and strong. If you can just feel what that would feel like, that's the first step. Because the more that you train yourself to think and feel differently, the more you're actually going to notice that these new thoughts will pop into your mind where before they might not have. So I like to use this analogy of think about the way that you've always thought about a certain topic being a paved road. Okay. A big paved road. You walk down that road every day. Every time you think it, it's easy to think, it's automatic. Okay. When you are reprogramming your brain, you start to take the bunny trail. Just off the side of that paved road, there's a forest. Okay. And then every time you take this tiny little bunny trail off the side of that big paved road, that bunny trail gets more and more walkable. It'll start becoming a real path. And then that path will become wider. And maybe one day it'll even become its own big paved road. And that previous paved road is now full of cobwebs and trees. You don't even want to walk down it anymore. So that's a good visualization on how you actually change. The first step is actually understanding how it feels and how that version of you thinks. And that is the first step.
Right?
Yeah.
If someone's hitting into this right now and they're like, okay, this is the reason for me, what would you suggest inside the app? Like, is there a starting point?
Yes. So there's this one activation. We have a bunch of like weight loss and body confidence activations, but there is one that we released last year that I listened to religiously before my wedding this past summer. Cause I was like, you know what? I don't want to put too much effort in, but I want to tone up a little. I want to maybe lose 5 pounds. Like it was just, I didn't put too much emotion into it. I was like, I love myself now and I'm going to love myself then. But I just kind of, I want to look a little more
it's bridal snatchery. We understand.
I need the Riz. Is that the right context? No, I don't know.
Not really.
Okay, probably not. Okay. So So there's a 3-minute long activation in the app called Let Yourself Lose Weight. It's 3 minutes long. And I listened to this maybe 3-4 times a week leading up to my wedding. And I'm telling you, I literally lost weight. And it's not because it's magic and this audio just suddenly appears that I'm now 5 pounds lighter. No, it didn't happen that way. But what happened is that I started subconsciously programming my brain, and it kind of acts like a subliminal. It starts to just get you to think differently without you even realizing it. And guess what? I started choosing, maybe smaller portions at meals without even feeling restricted. I started deciding that I wanted to do more Pilates and walking the dog more often. I just didn't feel the need to overeat as much. And, here I am and I feel amazing. And that activation is literally 3 minutes long. We've actually had so many people in our community say that it was amazing for them too. And it really worked. And it allows you to come to this weight loss goal from a place of love and from a place of enjoyment. Why do you want to hate yourself to a body you love? That doesn't work. Why do you want to hate yourself to a life and a career you love? Stop punishing yourself. You're not going to get there that way. So yeah.
That is really it. Jack, do you need an activation today? What are you feeling?
Well, I was looking through the app as we were talking, and I think I'm going to take a challenge. I think I'm going to do the 5-day money manifestation.
Oh, this is perfect for you because you're changing not you're changing your career, but you're in a new era.
Yeah, I started getting back into art and I'm painting, and I'm really trying to dive into that. But
wait. Can I tell you we're launching a new series any minute? And it's the entrepreneurship series.
Ooh.
And I've been recording it the past few days. And my audio team and the composers we're designing this. And my writer, we've been really in this creation mode for this entrepreneurship series. It is insane. It is so good already. So just when that launches in the app, you need to listen to it.
Yes, I totally will. I walk every morning. I have a walking pad and a standing desk, and I walk every morning, and I usually just check my emails and stuff in the morning. But I'm I'm going to start off with this. First thing I do in the morning is play the activation and really get into the mindset and set myself up for success that day, because I'm already just getting on my email. I'm I need something to kind of set it off. So I'm so excited for that.
I'm so happy that both of you are activators. I love this. I am so happy that I honestly didn't even fully realize before coming on to the show that you guys were full blown users. That's awesome. I'm so happy.
No, it was Becca. Becca originally found it and was obsessed, and then told us, and then we found you. And so, listen, I think most everything in Hollywood and life is a little bit of bullshit. And we've prided ourselves at Lady Gang where, we won't recommend something unless we actually love it and use it. So we fixed everyone's eye cream. We fixed everyone's, UTIs. We fixed everyone.
Wait, how do you fix UTIs?
Well,
is it the cranberry and D whatever? What is it?
We have a hot take on this. Listen,
I don't even remember this.
The coconut oil and the tampon?
No, that's for a yeast infection.
Oh, sorry. We fixed yeast infections, not UTIs. Sorry.
Okay, I was gonna say, I thought, because TMI had one last month and I had to go on antibiotics, and I was is there no natural way?
No, worse. There's not. But I do think there's no doubt in my mind why you've had success with this, Mimi, because it really does work. And it really is. It's kind of one of those things where, you don't, where if you only drink Coke and coffee and Celsius, and then you have your first glass of water in a long time, and you're it's me. And your body is yes, girl, drink that water. I feel this is soul water, and it's so easy because it's not you need to get on the treadmill for 45 minutes and do this thing, and it's really hard. It's 3 minutes, and then you kind of get obsessed with it. It's very easy to do, and I just think you are incredible. Okay, so we have a deal. We're going to activations.com/ladygang. It's a 14-day free trial, and then whatever.
I'll do a massive discount on our yearly for that.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys will love it.
Okay.
And just quickly, one last thing I was just thinking about when you were saying that glass of water thing. I feel most apps on our phone, they make us feel crappy. But I've had so much feedback from people saying activations is the only app on my home screen that I'm this actually makes me feel good. It's the one app on your phone that makes you feel better. You know what I mean?
No, and I think this is like, it was very fitting for you to come back on because we just had this incredible experience at Lady World. And it really was about being in the moment, being that girl, and putting your phone down and taking a minute for you. And it was like permission to just, it's okay to like take care of yourself for 5 seconds here, guys. Like, we don't
Yeah.
have to constantly be doing this to-do list. And I want that energy. We felt so good at that festival. I want that energy for everyone that wasn't able to be there. Right? Don't you think, Jack?
No, when she was talking about that feeling of being alive, I'm like, I only know that feeling because that's how we felt at Lady World. And I don't know if I've ever felt it again. Yeah.
You're on
Yeah.
purpose. That's incredible. Because when you feel that feeling, you're on the right track. If you just lean into that intuition of this feels good.
Yeah.
Like living an amazing life is not too complicated. Just keep leaning into what feels good, what feels right in your heart, in your body. And that's just the simple reality. That's how you do that, how you get there, how you do it.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on your success. Lady Gang, you've been asking about this, so we brought Mimi back because you're like, what was the app? Activations.com/LadyGang. 14-day free trial, major discounts. It's going to change your life. Let us know what activations you have. We're going to do like a little playlist of our faves. We'll put it up on our socials today when this drops. And Mimi, congratulations. Go enjoy your house in the Bahamas. And we're just going to activate our ways to get there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So good to see you. I feel better already.
I know.
I feel better
you
every
guys.
time you're in our lives.
Smash it. Wait, are you in LA next week?
Yeah.
No, where do you guys live?
I'm in LA.
I'm in Orange
back.
County.
Okay, well, I'll be there next week. So
Oh.
Let us know.
for a few days.
Okay,
Anyway,
we weren't here
have a
for a
good
long
one.
time. We're here for an activated time.